Folks back home may be hearing more and more about the state Supreme Court's second ruling on the McCleary decision, one that is garnering attention from constitutional attorneys, budget analysts, and education advocates. Explain this quote-unquote second ruling, and what are your thoughts about what the court is demanding?
For just a quick recap, a year ago, the court ruled that education is indeed our top priority of paramount importance, and that the legislature needs to have a plan in place for more reforms and or more money in order to implement the things that we've passed. So in the last budget, we put in $1 billion in new education funding in order to meet that mandate, and that was $1 billion for 2 years. And on top of that, we passed additional reforms that would help student outcomes and graduation rates and lower the class sizes, especially in the early grades. But now the court says that that isn't enough, and that the legislature needs to put more money into teacher salaries and education right away, and come up with a plan by the end of April to show how we're going to do that year by year.
What has been the response so far to the court's ruling?
Well, there was a dissent written from the court. It wasn't a unanimous vote. Justice Jim Johnson did disagree with their ruling, and he said, and I'm inclined to agree with his position, that actually the court's second ruling there is crossing the separation of powers doctrine. It's one thing for the court to say that this needs to be done, but it's another thing for the court to tell us, the legislature, how to do it. That's supposed to be our job, so I think there may be some pushback. In fact, I know there's pushback because I hear it in the halls from both Republicans and Democrats who say, look, they've crossed the line here. The court shouldn't have done that. And now it's not just about education, it's about a constitutional separation of powers. So, for example, today they're using education as the vehicle for this crossing the boundaries, but tomorrow it could be health, or down the road it could be a public safety issue. We don't know where they'll cross the line again if we kind of let them get away with it. So it seems to be setting a very dangerous precedent for legislating from the bench.
What has been the governor's response to the second McCleary ruling?
Well, surprise, surprise. Guess what the answer is? More taxes. Yeah, you could have seen that one coming, right? So the governor talks about income inequality and the shrinking middle class, and those are things that we're all concerned about. But then he turns around and he asks for $400 million in new taxes, which is going to hurt the middle class. These are taxes on bottled water, prescription drugs. I mean, what middle class people don't need prescription drugs? Janitorial services, all kinds of things like that. So, our state economy is finally improving a little bit, and I really don't want to put more pressure, downward pressure on it to cause perhaps more lost jobs or pinch those pocketbooks even tighter. This is not the right time for that. I'm not sure that there's ever a right time for that. I think they're getting enough money. They just need to spend it more wisely. So I hope that you'll stay in touch with us, and I really hope that you'll contact us. On the bottom of the screen, they'll put the phone number and the email address. I'm on Facebook, and there's a website too for the legislature that I hope you'll check out. And if you get the chance, please do come all the way down to Olympia and see us, because we'd love to see you. If you let us know ahead of time, we'll set you up with a 15-minute appointment, and even if you can't let us know ahead of time, my lovely assistant Ashley will try to work you in. So thanks so much, and I hope to see you soon.